Hello everyone, I'm teacher Jason and welcome to the class. Today we're going to move on to a new unit, Unit 9, Mazu Mania. And before we start the class, please make sure you have your textbook and your worksheet with you. If you don't, you can scan the QR code to get a worksheet. All right, so looking at the first part of the worksheet, you can see that there are several goals you can challenge yourself to do during the class. So please check them then. And with the help of exit ticket, you can try to reflect on them at the end of the class. But first, let's start with some warm-up questions, shall we? Because this is the first class of a unit, and please scan the QR code to watch the video. It's about Mazu pilgrimage, which is also a hot topic recently because you can see from the news and social medias, there are people joining this pilgrimage and walk with Mazu to show their beliefs. Good. So I'll give you several minutes. You can come back after you finish writing the two warm-up questions. So from the video, you may notice that there are many people walking on the roads. They are walking with the Mazu, with her companion, and you can feel an energy, but the crowded environment during the journey. So for me, I would use lively and crowded to describe it because many people join the event and the streets are full of sounds and energy. But this is not the only answer because you may notice that during the journey there are many stands offer food for the pilgrims. And the video shows that there's many very variety of food that you can eat during the journey. So maybe you can use the word like tasty or divine to describe the food. Good. And for the second question, what do you think the video keeps showing the free food? What are the advantages and disadvantages of presenting Mazu pilgrimage in this way? So I'm going to give you a hint, but I'm not going to give you the answer. So please think about if you keep showing the food to your viewers or your audience, how may they perceive the event? So it's a festival about food, not about spiritual journey. Okay, I'll leave this question to you and please think about it and bring your thoughts to the class, physical class, because this is highly related to your final project. And we will talk about it when I see you in person. Good. So right now, please move on to the two paragraphs, our text two on the worksheet, and please spend a couple of minutes to read and select a subtitle for each paragraph from the box below. Okay, so the main idea of the first paragraph is an interesting fact for the Mazu pilgrimage. And from the highlighted phrases and sentence, you can see that the author used different facts and data to show how interesting and how amazing this journey is going to be, right? Cool. And about the second one, the main idea will be the route and schedule for the pilgrimage. And as you can see, the author spent this paragraph on describing how they're going to form this route and how they're going to start this schedule. So they are going to use the half moon wooden blocks, right? And they're going to start with the journey from Zhenlan Temple. So B will be the perfect answer. Good. And then let's move on to the third task. We're going to look at the first paragraph, and it's about the hook that we usually use in the introduction part. All right, so please read and match the example with the correct type of hook below on the worksheet. Okay, so pause for a moment and I'll see you later. Good. So the first color, we're going to look at surprising fact and data. And D and E will be the perfect answer. Why? Because it used the surprising data and fact to describe how the pilgrimage is going to be like, right? So, and it is also the sentences coming from the first paragraph. So in the first paragraph, the author used the surprising data or fact as a hook to attract the readers. Good. And the second one, contrast hook will be C, because by looking option C, you can see the use festival contrasting with a serious spiritual journey. Good. And the next one, sensory hook. The answer will be A, because from the option A, you can see that drum, war, firecracker explode, and thousands of pilgrims filled with streets. So the sentence used different senses of human, like sense of hearing and sense of seeing, to describe the view. And the last one is the easiest one, is B, because it will start with the sentence to let the audience think about the question. So the purpose of the hook is to grab readers' attention, right? When you're reading the first paragraph, do you feel the same way? So the hook is used to grab attention and make them want to read more. Good. And right now, let's move on to the next task, information organizing. So by looking at the fourth part of the worksheet, you can see this and try to use emojis and picture, and also with the help of bullet points to organize the key information. For example, I can use a cake and put in here, and it represents the birthday of Mazu. And I'll use the bullet point to describe the key information. Good. So you can pause for a moment, and I'll share with you my example later. Okay, welcome back. And this is the first category I came up with in the second paragraph. First, I use a cake, and it represents Mazu's birthday. And from the paragraph, we know the birthday don't have an exact date and time, but it also always falls on the 23rd day on the third month on lunar calendar. And my second categories, I use a picture of wooden blocks, half moon wooden blocks. And it's a very important equipment because they use it to decide the schedule of Mazu pilgrimage, right? Okay, and the last category in second paragraph is a picture with crowded people on the streets. And from paragraph, we know that they are 200,000 people that walk on foot to travel 9 days and 100 temples. Also, with the help of Mazu, the company, they are capable to walk through the whole journey. So these are the three different categories I came up with to describe the elements and the information in the third paragraph. Good. And so far, we have finished from text 1 to 4. And make sure it, and I forgot to mention that if you want to get 10 more bonus points, you can record and explain your emoji summary to your friends or family and upload it to your YouTube channel. That will be the bonus part. Okay, so please finish the self-check and shall we move on? And let's move on to the vocabulary and the phrases. And to finish this task, you have to follow 2 steps. First, please reread the first and the second paragraph again and try to guess the meaning of the words and phrases that is bolden. They are the target word for the units, right? And write your guessing in this section, definition section. After that is done, you can use a dictionary like Cambridge, Longman, or Merriam-Webster to check if you get them right or not. And if you didn't, you can use a red pen to do some correction. And also, when using the dictionary, please find out some collocation so that you can really use the word. And after that, you should make a sentence for the vocabulary by yourself. And I will see you later. Okay, and right now I want to share with you a vocabulary that is not in bolden, which is the word course. And as you know, the meaning of course means that the classes you've taken in the semester, right? So you're taking music course, math course, and in college you're select your course, the course you wanted to take. So this is the first definition we know about the word course, and there are a collocation for it like take or sign up for the course. Cool. So example will be Taylor started taking courses to become a singer. Cool. But in this paragraph for today, the course doesn't mean the same thing. And let's read the sentence together, and you will find out that the course here means during the 9 days. So during the 9 days, they're going to travel from Zhenlan and visit 100 temples. So it's a long time. And the course here means the process, the during the 9th day. Okay, hope you get it right. So the course means that the often gradual development of something, and you can think it as during or the process of something. So the collocation will be in or over the course of. An example is in the course of interview, it became clear that he was not the right person for the job. And this is how we use the course in its second meaning. And then let's move on to the sentence pattern. So first, please think about the question, how do the pilgrims feel during the journey? And please find a sentence from paragraph 2 to represent it. Good. So the sentence will be, although the pilgrim's strength may wane during the long journey, never do their passion and dedication fade. And please focus on the second sentence. Never do their passion and dedication fade. Do you find it a little bit weird? Well, let's compare it with another sentence. So the first sentence here is their passion and dedication never fade. And this is how we write the sentence, right? We put the never in the middle of the sentence and after the subject. But the sentence that is written in the second paragraph, they put the never to the front. And also it add a do. Did this remind you of something? When we are writing questions, we will move the auxiliary and the be verb to the front as well, right? So it seems that we have a pattern that if we move never to the front, we put the auxiliary or be verb to the front. And what does it mean? If we put something to the front, it usually means that we are emphasize something. And we emphasize in this sentence, we emphasize the rare, the surprising and unexpected ideas that the pilgrims their passion and dedication doesn't fade. Okay. And this sentence pattern means that something never happened or it's very rare. So you can see the contrast between the long journey and their dedication. Their dedication never fade. Or in this example, we move the never to the front to show that I didn't expect the surprise. Never did I expect this surprise. And the sentence pattern will be like this. Cool, and you can write them down on your worksheet. And then let's do a practice. Please use the sentence pattern you just learned to tell me a story about a surprise in 3 to 5 sentences. And then please explain how this pattern helped you with your story writing in Chinese, in Mandarin. And if you don't know how to start your stories, you can use the starters here. And also, if you don't really know how to write a story, you can follow the example I provide you here, starting from background to event to surprise and your feeling. Okay. And in the end, let me tell you about your homework. So you know that our sister school is coming in next month. So I want you to prepare yourself with the ability to describe and to introduce a Taiwanese festival and event. So please first select the festival you like and use the structure we learned from the second paragraph and use it to make slides for the festival. Okay, and that's all for today. And before the class coming to an end, please finish the exit ticket to reflect on your goals. And these are the reminders, and I'll see you on the next one.